site. They're a publisher, a foreign publisher mostly, that sells um, furry comics and novels, and you can certainly and definitely find my comics and other delicious lovely comics over there, such as Circles and some others. Yeah, depois. I don't know their catalog and what other comics do they have going on, but I do know that they have Circles, which is a pretty well-known comic. There's also there's another recent comic. I don't remember its name, but it's a very recent but big one too. A Rabbit Valley is selling it. So there you go. And also, would you look at that? I fixed the Patreon thing, so now it's good to go. And Bones' first trophy, and OMG the tail wag. Wallace is so excited. Oh damn, he is. Wallace is a super excited boy, cause he's moving in on a house of his own. Who wouldn't be excited at the prospect of living in a new place on your own, and starting an adult life of sorts? Wallace is super duper excited for that, and we in turn are super excited for him. But Adrian, to finish up your question, you can't really buy my art. You can buy my comics that are sold at rabbitvalleycomics.com or something of the sort. And you can also probably find what's it called? Well, you can also go and check me out on Patreon if you're into the idea of supporting me monthly to keep up doing more artwork. Of course, the Patreon is completely non-tangent, so you're never gonna see that art on paper in front of you, but it super duper helps. Anyway, now that I fix up the whole Patreon thing, the list of patrons, let's get started with illustration. And also, because this is an art stream, the song request is enabled for you boys and girls who like requesting them songs. And Adrian, you said, you know what, you are going to go get your drawing tablet too. How lovely. Do you make art as well? Because I must confess, I'm not gigantic with the whole doing digital art thing. So, last week's page number 17, I didn't really show it up on the stream. I was doing other things. I don't know what other things, but I was certainly doing other things, and I didn't get around to streaming it. But it was mostly Wallace and Nathan, mostly Wallace, driving towards this new place and bantering a little bit about new life and whatnot. And now they have arrived. Not only they have arrived, but they have a shitload of boxes with them. And that is what I'm illustrating right now. Wait, what? Okay, got it. But anyway, how are you guys doing today in this lovely, Friday morning? Gotta confess, I'm feeling slightly sluggish today, but I'm doing good nonetheless. And also, speaking of doing good, Rain Shep, hope you're I hope you're not holding grudges against the thing we were discussing yesterday. And once again, sorry for being probably very offensive towards you. And Adrian, you ask, what drawing program do you use? I use Clip Studio Paint. It's also called Manga Studio in some places. So there is a possibility you know it by this other name, that is Manga Studio, but it's the same program. And the idea of Manga Studio / Clip Studio is, as the name implies, it's a program made primarily for people to draw mangas in it, or at least it was developed with that intention in mind. However, it does extremely well with everything else. It is pretty good at drawing comics and just as good on doing illustrations, even if they're not comic or manga centered. It still works wonderful. And the guest here is true. Should draw this. I don't even know what this is called, but the flannel texture on this shirt. This is what we're doing now. Which is something really bamboozling when you stop to think about it. Because if you're gonna do a random drawing, you're like, oh well, might as well go and draw each individual part of the flannel. But when you start doing a comic, you already know you're gonna be doing that several 100,000 times. So you gotta figure out a quick way of doing so. And the way I figure out doing so is by using this transparent, well, not transparent but semi-transparent, this 20% opacity brush. This is much brighter and much darker color, but a 20 opacity doesn't look too different, it just looks okay. And because it kind of multiplies and draws over what is already underneath, it creates this, well, it creates the effect of a flannel being drawn, a flannel texture. Which is good because if I want to add some skewering to the texture, like some crinkles and wrinkles, and try and simulate the folds of the clothes, it's much easier to do it like this right now, because it belongs to the coloring layer. If I do it this way, and then afterwards, when I start shading everything, the shading is not gonna influence this, because normally, if you're doing a painting, you already needed to have the shading in mind when doing the flannel, the texture and whatnot. In here, since everything is on a separate layer, I can shade without having to think about the texture, and I can make the texture without having to think about the shading. Everything works out. And Rainshep said that it's okay. I'm glad it is. Thank you so very much for not being super duper mad at me. And Bones said, so if Nathan doesn't want Wallace, you mean... What's it called? Hey guys emote. Can't say for sure that that's what this... that's the place this is gonna go, Bones. As you know, I don't normally go out spoiling the endings of my stories, so it's hard to just say how this is gonna work out. I mean, it's not hard because I already know, but you guys are not on the know on what's gonna happen. And there we go. I certainly don't wanna guess on my way of getting this whole side here right, so I'm gonna just copy paste the entire coloring, because that is a thing we can do. And now, oh yeah, this needs a color. It's a key, so it's gonna be a grayish yellow, I guess. And I had noticed I forgot to color this. The suspenders back there, and the coils here, and that's it. Now once again we block the opacity, because we're going to be giving it the blur. And Adrian, you say, what are you? Because I don't know that you are not American. Because you know that I am not American or English. I'm Brazilian. Which, according to ex-president George W. Bush, is possibly a number. Somewhere around 100,000 or 1,000, but not really. From Brazil. It's a South American country on the verge of political and economical collapse, but we certainly do have the best bananas and coffee on this side of the world. I hope. And Bones will say, but I don't. You're overly excited for this arc, you're anxious to see where it goes. Oh no, with poor young Nathan and Wallace, you mean? Well, Bones, I have some possibly very bad news for you, if that's the case. I don't know if a poor canine art can take it, but there is some news. I'm not super sure that you're gonna be in love with them once you hear about them. And Adrian, okay, you are Romanian and you hope you're not being a dick. I don't think you are. Not at all. In fact, now that you said so, I do remember a person named Adrian from Romania who I came across a long time ago. I wonder if you and them are the same. Although it's very possible it isn't at all, but who knows. But anyway, the possible news bonus is that if this comic here, the Call Me Yours Part 1, as the name implies, is the first part out of a possible 3-ish. Anyway, once this part is done, and this part is gonna be, it's only gonna be around for another 7-ish pages at most, these included. That means this story is still slightly far from over, which means there's grounds for more in the future. However, as soon as part 1 is done, I'm gonna be pursuing other venues of art, that is. I've been teasing and talking about this other comic project I have had since forever, called The Interdictor. And my plan, currently, is to start it up as soon as this one here is done. The first part of Call Me Yours. And then I'll be doing the possible, probable first issue of Interdictor until it's done, the entire first chapter, which is gonna be about 40 pages. I will try not to take too long and try to make 2 pages a week whenever I can, but mostly it's gonna be a shit show of me being late every single week. Who knows? Nonetheless, my plan is to do that, complete the first chapter of The Interdictor, see how people react to it, if they like it or if they don't like it, what is everybody's feelings about it, and then take a quick break from it after I'm done with the 40 pages, the first chapter, and then go back to finishing up Call Me Yours with its second part. So 20-ish more pages of Call Me Yours until this one is done as well, and then depending on how people react to The Interdictor, I might keep going with that project or abandon it entirely. Possibly not abandon it because, you know, it's a gigantic thing. But anyway, my plan for the future, since I'm working on my own and I have many stories I want to tell, and I don't want to feel confined to one single story forever and ever. My plan is to keep going back and forth between series. So for a chapter I'll be working on The Interdictor, then for another chapter I'll be back here on the Call Me Yours Part 2 and possible Part 3. If it ends up existing, who knows. And then that's about it. So this is the bad news. There's a possibility that, you know, well, the story is not gonna be over. It's gonna conclude in some way, but it's not gonna be entirely over. So it's gonna continue, but it's gonna be a while before you see the continuation of this series here. And Adrian, where did you find? You ask, where did you found that Adrian? It's a furry guy that I met all the way back in 2013. Because I met this other furry guy from Romania. This guy that goes by the alias of Hachiko, who has been here around the streams once in a while, and he had a friend. This friend was that Adrian, who was also from Romania. So yeah, if you're a furry from Romania, I don't remember that guy aliases on Furfinity and whatnot, but I think it was something around it. It was Adrian something or something Adrian. Anyway, that's the person. That's where I met that other Adrian. And also, hello Nikolai and welcome to the stream. Said, well, hey Douglas Kim, I hope you're doing today, mate. I hope that you are having a good day, mate. Thank you so very much, Nikolai. Thank you also for the delicious host. And yeah, I'm doing pretty good. It happens, just slightly sluggish and still sleepy, but that'll pass eventually. I have me some coffees here. But how about you, Nikolai? How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing very, very, very good. Very good. And I hope that situation over there is slightly better. What with your family and the such. Because I don't know, I would believe that most of your family is still grieving in some way. But nonetheless, I hope that things have been going okay, despite that. And Bones, you said that you said, first of all, you said wait, part 1, and you will be around for the long haul regardless. You have so far anyway. Oh man, thank you. It is gonna be a gigantically long haul, and nonetheless, I have no idea what in the world have I done to deserve having you around, following my work and sticking around for so long, especially during the streams. But still, I'm super duper thankful for that, Bones. Thank you so very much. And Adrian, you said that nah, it was a potato in 2013 in English. 2013. I do remember that that's what that was when I met the other. No. Never mind, it was 2014. So yeah, I misremembered it. It was back in 2014 that I met this other furries. Nonetheless, what was it 2013? I don't remember anymore. I think it was 2014 though. Nonetheless, you also said that yes, you do like furries. That's good. And Bones said that you might start a petition to continue it though. Possibly trigger a boycott of Doug's comic. Oh no. Don't do that, Bones. I already said so. I will be continuing the other comic. It's not gonna be... I mean, I will be continuing this comic before I will finish it up. Period. I just it's just that there's this other comic that I wanna get started. I've been talking and teasing and about it for ages, years even. I think that ever since 2016, ever since 2016 I have had a mind of doing this comic, and I have been thinking it through like really deeply. You have no idea. And it's a very big, complicated story that I have been wanting to do, but because of how big and complicated the story is, I know I don't have the expertise enough to tell it with my current, understanding of the visual mediums such as comic and writing and whatnot. So it's gonna be very challenging to really get the story going and convey everything that I wanna convey through it. But it's more of an experiment. This entire series here, the Call Me Yours, is an experiment as well. There was an experiment in doing more lewd stories from my comics, and also for, this, on top of the lewd stories, also having the stories be shorter, and every chapter changed the main characters. So in the first story, the main characters were Bradley and what's his face, Jackie. The second, it was Gavin and Gabriel. In this chapter, it's Nathan finally and Wallace. Because my previous attempt with storytelling was with the Golden Week, and we kept chasing the same characters for ages. So everybody got enough time to be very familiar with them, and despite that, nobody can remember the main characters' names. Nobody can remember their names. I don't know why, but it's a thing that happens. It was a much longer story with the same characters, and then I decided to switch it up and experiment with this format for the Call Me Daddy, the Call Me Father, and the Call Me Yours comic. And with this new comic, The Interdictor, it's gonna be another experiment. This time, instead of doing furry slice of life comics, it's gonna be an actual adventure story. But because I'm not crazy enough to go and bet all of my oh no, I finally decided to take a look at the capture, and I noticed something awful. What? Anyway, I just realized that the patron thing is completely bonkers. And Adrian said that he was still a potato in 2014. And Bones said Scott, and OMG, what was the lion's name? Point made. And Ring Shep says Scott and Matthew and Jane is all you remember. Bones says that Jane you loved. There was a Derek too, right? Yes, Derek was the lion, and somehow you guys managed to misspell his name as well. Instead of going for the, instead of going with the simple, sure version, you decided to go for the fancy, certainly, definitely wrong version as well. I just learned that also that Windows Notepad is very wonky. Oh wow. What do you know? Anyway, I think that the patron's name is rolling around fine now because I looked at the capture a while ago and damn, it was pretty weird. But anyway, yeah. The lion's name is Derek. D-E-R-A-K. R-E-K. And yeah, despite my story being gigantic and extremely long, nobody remembers his name. I wonder why. Actually, I don't wonder why. I know exactly why. Or maybe not exactly why, but I do know why people don't remember Derek's names as well as some other characters. That's something I only realized way too late in the process of making the comic. The idea is that every character has a name, and whenever a new character shows up, you need to introduce them to the other characters, or to the, well, you need to introduce this character to the audience. The audience needs to know who this character is. Problem is, you don't always have to introduce this character to one another. Say for example, Nathan and Wallace, they didn't need to introduce themselves to one another because they're school friends, so they didn't need to introduce one another. So one thing I learned in storytelling is that no matter how even if the characters know themselves a lot, the audience is still familiarizing themselves with those characters. So you need to keep throwing in the character's name every now and then. And one thing I did with the Golden Week was that on the first few chapters I barely ever mentioned Derek's and Scott's name, so I mentioned it once and I expected people to remember it forever. I expected everybody to commit it to mind. However, the comic was a weekly thing. Once in a week new pages were being posted, so it would be months before they mentioned each other characters' names again. And not only that, but I also not only did I hardly ever mention the characters' names. Well then, there you go. It took me forever to mention the characters' names, but whenever I did, I would try to be fancy and come up with nicknames, so many a times they would call one another by nicknames and not necessarily their actual names. So it would confuse the shit out of the reader and the audience, because they don't know the name of the character. Now they hear this nickname and they don't know who is talking about whom. And that's the thing I learned when writing scenes and conversations with characters. You need to have them speak each other's names pretty often, but you also have to do it in a way that feels natural. So you can't be forcing Nathan to be calling Wallace every time. Besides, when people are talking to one another, they don't call each other by name. Most of the time, if it's only you and a friend of yours in a room, you won't be calling them by name. You will be calling them like, "Hey, you," or whatever. So you need to figure out a way of writing your scenes where you can get away with having one character use each other's name as often as you can, to really drive home the point that this character is called this and that other character is called that. That's so people really remember it. So here with Nathan and Wallace, people seem to remember their name much better than with the Golden Week characters. Of course, though, that helps, but that doesn't make it super duper bulletproof of a method. Because I still have people who don't know the name of my bull character from Call Me Daddy. I was gonna say his name, but I don't want to say his name because then you're gonna be like, oh, of course it's called that. But no, I'm not gonna give that away for free, because I'm gonna have to rack your brains and figure that out. And Rain Shep says Nathan touched the doggo butt. Oh, he certainly would have, if he only had a little bit more courage in his feline bones. And Bones, why do you think he wasn't memorable? For the reasons I just explained. But there's also the possibility that he wasn't memorable at all. Like, I mean, he certainly was memorable in a way, but maybe his name wasn't the most memorable characteristic about him. And Adrian, you say you wanna speak with you, but your voice is still squeaky and you're very timid. Oh, don't worry. You can always type in here and I'll read what you guys say. And also, DWT_HS, hello there, welcome to the stream. And you try to request a song, but that won't happen because song requests is for patrons on subwoofers only. So you won't be able to request songs in the current moment. But nonetheless, you're welcome to suggest songs, and then the other good boys here will be, if they feel like it, they will be more than glad to request those songs for you. Nonetheless, welcome to the stream. I hope you like it here. And Bonzo said, interesting. And Adrian, you said that, oh yeah, and your mic is loud AF. And Bonzo said that, Scott you held, Derek you never held well. What do you mean? What do you mean you never held? I don't know what that expression means. And Ray Shep says, and Edward. Oh yeah, the eagle. You can't ever forget about that poor young Edward. And then Adrian said, you wanna say that you wanna. Ray Shep says that Nathan looks like a clown. Does he? What is that? Oh no. And you also said that... Ring, you said that you thought the bull was Bruce. No. You got it wrong. The bull is not named Bruce. I think Bruce was one of my options. One of my name options, but I didn't go with Bruce. I instead went with something else. Which is weird in a way. But anyway, welcome to the string Oni. It said choke me dafty. I don't know what a dafty is. Is it a more derpy Daffy Duck? But nonetheless, welcome to the string Oni. How are you doing today? Are you doing any better? Have the evil aliens residing inside of your body finally are they finally gone? Because I dog them hope they are. And also, Rain, you said that GJ Oni is in the house. And that you are. Thank you so very much for those. For supplying us with those delicious musics of yours, Oni. But as far as naming characters go, most of the time I try to think of names that fit the character's personality. Because like it or not, whenever somebody, I have a very cold belief that the name a person is given totally influences who they become later in life. I super duper believe in that. And when writing stories, you certainly do want your characters to be named after something or in a way that people are gonna instantly recognize as, this is a strong name, this is a meek name, this is a weird name, this is a something name. So I always try to name my characters in a way that that people can instantly go and say, so this is a this is a more exotic name for certain kinds of people, or this is a more common name for a more relatable kind of people, and whatnot. So Nathan, I decided to name him that for many reasons. But one of the main reasons is that Nathan is a very common name. So I believe that most people either do know a Nathan or are familiar with the name Nathan. To the point that they would not squint and take it hard, like, what in the world kind of name is that? Nathan. Everybody's familiar with that name, so it won't strike you as odd due to being a common name in a way. But it also reflects how Nathan has a more or less common personality. He's not a super exciting character who goes and does all sorts of crazy shenanigans. Whereas Wallace has a more a more exotic name, and people are really gonna scrutinize his name a little bit further. They're gonna be like, well, I certainly don't know that many Wallaces, so what is up with that name? And Adrian, you said, what are you doing now? Right now I'm shading this comic. Shading is when I throw in shades and lights on top of the colors that I previously was throwing into this comic. The shading method that I use is, for the comic at least, is using a multiply layer. I fully colorize it with a dark shade of whatever. Depending on the time of day, I use a dark shade of yellow or a dark shade of blue for nighttime environment. And then I use a bright shade of yellow to brighten up what needs brightening up, or rather the areas of the characters that are being directly hit by light. That's how I go about shading characters. And Oni says that you're still a bit sick, but you're doing better though. I hope that's super duper hope that you are. And Rain Shep says, oh, did you see the Uncharted short film with Nathan Fillion? I sure as heck did. It was awesome. Kinda weird, cause, you know, I got it, I didn't get it. I loaded up and was super duper expecting to hear Nolan North's voice, and then suddenly you hear Nathan Fillion's voice, and your mind instantly goes like, what? But nonetheless, I kept, okay, this is a movie with real life actors, with other characters and whatnot. Let's keep at it. Let's see where this goes. I had the same thing though when I watched the Tomb Raider movie with Alicia Vikander. I went in expecting to hear Camilla Luddington's voice coming out of Lara's mouth, but then suddenly it's not Camilla Luddington, it's Alicia Vikander's voice, and I gotta say I was mighty bamboozled. But then I was like, sure, why not? But yeah, Rain, I did see that movie with Nathan Fillion and it was awesome. It was great. In fact, I think that it might even have been because of Nathan Fillion that I decided to name Nathan. I always go about looking for celebrities on people who did stuff that I like for name inspirations whenever I'm coming up with names. And also Leo, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? I said, though, are there 50 Shades, Doug? I mean, there could be. And also, hello there, Von Buki. Welcome to the stream. You tried to request a song, but unfortunately, song requests are made available only for patrons and subwoofers. So if you're neither, I'm afraid that you're not gonna be able to request songs. However, you can always feel free to suggest songs, and the good boys, they will possibly go and request a song for you if they feel like it. And also, hello there, Vincentozzi, I think is your name. Hello there, welcome to the stream, and thank you so very much for that follow. I hope that you like it here. And Leo, you live. Oh, that's great. That's one of the best things you could be doing right now, is living. And Adrian, you said, don't you shade the color from the start of the coloring? Because you do. And no, I do not. That is precisely what I was talking about before. I keep the coloring and the shading in separate layers so I can change them and however way I need it. So for example, if this shading here doesn't work out, or if I need some area to be more lightened up or less lightened up, I can change it on the fly. Or if, for example, I need to change the color in the character's outfit or something, I can do that without screwing up with the shading as well. So it's not necessarily the best way to work, but when doing comics, you are prioritizing efficiency and speed over, you know, looks most of the time. So you end up developing techniques and using methods that prioritize you being able to adjust things due to convenience rather than to because it looks better this way or that way. And Oni, you gotcha, homie. Tambuki, you requested their song. Thank you, Oni, for being such a delicious good boy. I hope you get better soon, Oni. And Rain Shep said that you're dead inside. Why is that, Rain? Why is that, Shep, friend? You shouldn't be bad. You should not be dead inside. The only way you can be dead, the only way you should be dead is on the outside. And in only very select places in your body. And then you go and do a skin exfoliating procedure to remove the dead skin and whatnot. But if you're dead on the inside, it's much harder to exfoliate that. So you should avoid that, if possible. And Oni, you said that you have 500 shades of grey. Oh my. Why so many, Oni? Leo, you said you can't help yourself, you just have to note that they both have big packages. Well, you know what, Leo, you are super duper right about that. You couldn't be righter. The phone bookie says to Rain Shep that as long as the outside still looks fresh for social media. And that's a good point too. See, you guys are coming around with all the good points. And Adrian says, where can I show some of your things? We have a Discord channel. If you want to show up art stuff, there's a Discord channel. The link for it is down below. You can join the Discord channel and over there you can throw in your illustrations and whatnot at the Art General channel, or you can simply hang out with other people. And also, Leo, you said life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone. What do you mean, Leo? The random timely quotes always gets me bamboozled, because I'm never super duper sure on what do you mean by that. Let's see, because I'm a super scrub, I'm also gonna go and copy the shading from one panel to another, because aside from their heads, the bodies are on the same pose, but there's no reason not to do this. And Adrian, you said yeah, but you don't really draw furries. Oh, no worries. We don't need it to be furry to appreciate it. Besides, if you wanna just show around your art, you shouldn't be super duper concerned about what it is or what it isn't. You should just go and share it. And possibly also on Twitter. There's a link down below for the Twitter as well, and you can always go and, for my Twitter at least, then you can always go share some pictures and tag me on them, that's so I can take a look, or not. And that's one way of sharing things. Although on Twitter I'll be able to see it, but nobody else will. So hence why I suggest Discord first and foremost, because we will be able to see it, and there's a lot of people in the Discord who are super duper into helping other artists to, you know, get better and whatnot, or simply provide some better criticisms and feedback. That's always a good thing. And Oni said that art is art, buddy. We wanna see what you got, furry or not. What surprise you got? Oh man, that's some sick rhymes, Oni. God damn. And Vincent Ozy says, when you can't draw but watch draw artists. Ah. Watching people do stuff is interesting. That's mainly how I learn out. I learn new techniques and new methods of doing things is by seeing people going and doing those things. Through streams or YouTube videos and tutorials. But why do you say that you're dead inside, Rainshep? What has happened to you today? Is there anything with which I can assist you? Because if there is, you bet your goddamn balls that I'm gonna be doing that thing. That is the thing that is gonna be helpful towards your current situation. And Leo says, could someone request this so Doug can hear what you're talking about? Sure thing, Leo. I'm gonna get that song and I'm gonna throw it here on the, what's it called? I'm gonna throw it here. Jack and Diane, John Mellencamp. I see. Well, I queued it up, so it's gonna be playing. And Von Buki says, Jack and Diane, I knew I'd heard that line before. And Adrian, you said, though it ain't the best. It doesn't have to be the best. My stuff isn't the best either. If it was the best, I wouldn't be here. Would be locked up inside a studio drawing endless pages daily. And Oni said that Florence already made contact to the US. What do you mean, Oni? Is there some sort of political struggle going on that I did not know about? Because if there is, dog damn it, you guys have got some explaining to do. And Vincent Oza says, but you do music. If you had your room, you could stream, but you're dead inside because of parents. Oh no. Don't be dead on the inside. I don't blame the parents. There we go. Now else is properly shaded. With these true panels there. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm a gigantic scrub, so this page is super duper unfinished. There's a lot to be done in this page. I decided to go with coloring and shading the characters for these panels here because they're easier. But the first panel is going to be a gigantic amount of work, which is not going to be fun to do at all, I'm afraid. And Adrian said, but it's better. I mean, yours is better. You draw like shit. So did I. Everybody starts somewhere. So don't worry about not being the best too much. So long as you keep at what you're doing and strive to improve, you'll be a better boy someday. So what song is this? It sounds familiar, but I don't want to take a break to see what it is. Okay, what is this song? Pokemon National Park. Well, this song sounds familiar, but I don't know why. I don't think I have ever played this Pokemon before. Anyway, and Von Boki said, or being so good you're being poached by Amazon for their game studio like Daniel Dochu. I don't know who that is. Who are they? What have they done? What has Amazon done to them? Why are they being mentioned in the first place? I need some explanations. Some delicious early Friday explanations, or else I'm gonna be a very bamboozled boy. And this time I'm gonna be bamboozled not because Oni has been up with the safe for work scenes, but because somebody else has. But as I was saying, this page here is far from done. I am going to have to do some backgrounds for this lower paid panels, and then for the first panel it's gonna be a gigantic scene. Not super gigantic though, it's just gonna be a big scene of these characters arriving at a new place, and then on a car. So it's gonna be more of a environmental shot of them getting home. But I have not yet sketched that. That's why it's gonna take a lot longer. And ooh, Florence already hit its location. Oh, Florence is the name of the hurricane. I see. Said Oni. What is going on with that hurricane situation? Because I've seen some people talking about it. Some people even came to me, and some people even came up to me like, "Oh no, I hope you're doing fine with being on the west coast and all." And I mean, sure, their sentiment was on the right place, but their geographical knowledge of where I live is certainly off. But I still wonder about who is actually over there. Oh, how is the situation going with the tornado and whatnot? Hurricanes or whatever they're called. If you guys know of any friends who are in those risky situations, make sure to try and do your best to support them in any way you guys can. And also, Von Buki said, you would know his artwork from games like Guild Wars. A great illustrator working on an MMO for Amazon. From name, I'm not familiar with the guy, but I would assume it's the guy who was the creative director for Guild Wars. If he's the guy who decided to have have this really stylish watercolor like painting style. Not necessarily watercolor, really. It's more of an oil painting. But I'm super duper familiar with the Guild Wars 2 artwork and art style. So if that is the guy who did the art style for Guild Wars 2, I certainly know his style. Or rather, whoever was the creative director for Guild Wars 2. And Adrian, you said your art is gone. You wanna kill yourself. Your art is just gone. That sucks. but don't kill yourself over it. I have as well once in my life lost a lot of artwork for many reasons, which is sad because there's a gigantic amount of art story that I have lost, but it's not the end of the world. That much I'm gonna assure you. I mean, it certainly sucks, and you must be feeling awful right now, and I'm sorry about it, but it's not the end of the world. You're gonna be able to bounce back from that. Besides, it's an amazing opportunity for you to start doing new stuff. If you're in the mood for that. And Von Buki said, "Gone, like walked out on you and took the kids too." And Adrian, you said, like the folder is still there, and the name's not true, but the art is gone. Huh. How weird. And Von Buki says, yes, the painterly style was his concept. Oh man. Well then, hooray. Whew. This new Amazon MMO certainly has got a person who's gonna be doing gigantic work for their game, art style wise. Which is weird in a way. Guild Wars 2 has had a gigantic team of talents. They had really professional voice actors doing lots of lines for the story of the game. They had Jeremy Souls doing the soundtrack, and if I'm not mistaken, that's also the guy who composed the soundtrack for Elder Scrolls Skyrim and the others possibly. So that's a gigantic name as far as music go, and now I'm finding out that they also, well, I already knew the art style was amazing, but now that I know it by name, it's even better. More or less by name. So it's weird. Guild Wars 2 has had a gigantic team of talents working on it. And Von Buki said, nothing is gone, they don't vanish, but your computer can lose track of them. Have you tried rebooting or going back to a restored point? And Adrian, no, you're gonna go and do that. Sure thing, Adrian. And also, hello there, Tiger, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? And Oni, you said Nani. What's up, Oni? Dude. In the far away here and now, I've become in control somehow, and I never lose my wallet because And Vambuki, you said you're all sold out now. You find his style kind of generic. Who's style? The Guild Wars guy. Because if that's so, I kind of agree with you. It's beautiful, but it's generic. It doesn't feel like it has much personality to it. If you're talking about someone else, then I have no idea what you're talking about. And Tiger, you said that the new peeps they got for the expansion has been really nice. What new peeps? What new expansion? What are you talking about, Tiger? By the way, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Nonetheless, I hope you're doing amazingly well. Speaking of which, Oni, don't you want to do me a gigantic favor and go and request some Jeremy Soule soundtracks on the YouTubes? Some delicious Guild Wars 2 songs or some Skyrim songs. Or whatever else he has done in his life. Von Buki, you said like John DiMaggio, Bender. I don't know what that means. And Von Buki said, oh yeah, Douglas, the Soul Brothers, because yes, there are two of them. I'm still lost, I'm lost and confused. And dog damn it, Oni, you requested too many songs. The Tiger says that you're doing well and talking about the composers for Guild Wars 2. Soul did the core songs, but they had some new people do the music for the expansions. Oh, I see what you mean. I kinda still feel bad for, I mean, it's amazing nowadays that video game music composers are getting more recognition nowadays, but I don't know back when that began being a thing, but back then, a while ago, it wasn't like that. And the guys who composed the soundtrack for The Sims, the first The Sims game ever, they got barely any recognition at all. And who knows who composed Beauty Mode 5 for The Sims. And that song is amazing. I could hear it non-stop. But nobody, I mean, I haven't really gone deep after it, but the composer of that song is not as widely known as the composer of many more modern songs and from many more modern games. And also, what happened? I saw a timeout going up there. Von Buki said that that's one of your favorite Guild Wars 2 tracks. And also, I'm sorry the Good Boy Bot timed you out, because theoretically links are forbidden. That's one of the rules of the channel, but he doesn't know when people are, you know, throwing links because they want it. Wait, this? Yeah, you got it. The good boy bot doesn't know when people are trying to be helpful or not, so sorry about that. Nonetheless, Chandler, hello and welcome to the stream. How are you doing today, buddy? You said a late boy, Craig hasn't. And everyone on this page looks so freaking happy, lol. Not relatable at all. Oh, Chandler. I know you said that your list is full. Well, some songs will start playing off. But no worries. And Adrian, your stuff is still gone. Oh man, sorry to hear so. But don't worry, if you guys wanna request other songs for other things, feel free to do so as well. And only just because you're a gigantically good boy, I'm gonna give you some delicious limits on how many songs you can request. Because you're a delicious subwoofer boy. Instead of having a maximum of 4 songs, you can now request a maximum of 8 songs. Rather, you know what, screw it, let's make it 10. So, for being a delicious subwoofer, you can request a maximum of 10 songs. And Von Buke said that one goes all creepy at the halfway mark. Well, let's hear it whenever it shows up. And Adrian, you do still have a photo. Did you do all of your drawings digitally, Adrian? Or do you do some of them traditional as well, like on paper? And Chandler, you said it's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake, if the way is hazy. Oh, you know it, Chandler, you know it. And Von Buke says, sorry Douglas King, you lose track of the conversation if you read things 5 minutes after they posted. Yeah, that happens to me quite often. I am a bamboozled doggo, so there's that. And from Buke, you said yes, the guy who does Bender from Futurama is one of the voice actors from the current Guild Wars. And Debbie Derryberry is fantastic. And yeah, that's her real name. Well then. I guess that Mr. and Mrs. Derryberry must have had a very interesting marriage before or after they gave birth to young Debbie. And Adrian, you said that digital, just digital, you know how to get it back. Oh, phew, that's bad. That's less worse. Because losing work is never a good thing. Anyway, let's get back to working on the comic. It was a big detour to read the comments. Let's see what you feisty boys were up to. By the way, I have no idea what feisty means. That is an English word I have heard one of these days, and I think it means something like rowdy, or people who are making a lot of noise due to being happy and celebrative, but not necessarily in a not necessarily in the manner of a person who is concerned with those around them who are not a part of the celebration. I would assume that that's what feisty means. I might be wrong about that. So whoever can quickly and easily fetch from the Wiktionary or the Google definitions what does feisty means, that would make everybody's life much more enlightened and knowledgeable. And Chandler, you said that the way must be hazy though. And Adrian, thank you, dog. And Chandler asks, when will we get to the real music? From what I'm seeing here of the playlist, nobody has requested any real music as of yet. But if you want it, I can make it happen. All we have to do is go over here, unmute the YouTubes and look up for that one very specific song.
There are many laws in front of you and me, and if we just one that walks by nobody, now we just start. Now we just start. We shouldn't have regret. Just will instead. We'll keep go ahead by our small steps. Your great stars to say, don't be afraid of fate. We keep moving straight by our small steps.
I just realized the microphone was muted. Anyway, what I meant to say is that after this song, a new song is gonna be playing, which is a delicious song, and it's real music. It's Persona 5 opening, it's real music, and I'm sure you guys are gonna enjoy that. Nonetheless, Von Buki said that all music is valid, and Chandler said, yeah, it totally is, except it's not. And he also said that this page is the substantiation of the phrase "the calm before the storm." Why do you say that, Chandler? There we go. This is real music. Persona 5 opening, but it's copyright free. That's why you don't get strikes for copyright infringements. There you go, I hope you all like that song. It's real music
Eu entendi.
for real
O que eu
people.
tô falando é do grupo de Sumo no Williams. O cara é.
And Tiger said that right, he does the Kanak Vambuki. You forgot that. Who? What? What are you talking about, Tiger? I'm already lost.
Beleza. Nossa, já tá alinhado com eles, velho.
And Chandler said that lol, everyone knows that Nathan's literal story here is gonna crash and burn sooner or later. Why do you say so, Chandler? You have amazing grades. And Chandler, you also said that Bo knew who the fuck is on the kazoo, the holiest of all instruments. And Tiger, you love it. And Oni, you are a hard-working boy. And Adrian, dog, thanks. All your shit is all back. Well, congratulations. I'm glad you didn't lose your art stuff in the end. So now that we are done with these, what we're gonna be going and doing is the background for this top panel here.
E o.
And I also threw in a new song in there because why not? Oni, you said that you can't request songs at the moment until you're on break. Sure thing, Oni. Leo says, lol, can't blame Nat. That is a nice big butt to sneak a peeks off. And Tiger, sorry, he was replying to Von Buki, was saying John DiMaggio did voices for Guild Wars 2 and you had to go look it up. And Chandler says we're in church now. Oh yeah, this music by Jeremy Soule is amazing. And music for the Drowned City of War, says Von Buki. I don't remember from hearing it in the game. What song is this? What delicious little song is this?
Wanna know a secret? Promise not to tell? We are standing by a wishing well. Make a wish into the well. That's all you have to do. And if you hear it echoing, your wish will soon come true. I'm wishing for the one I love to find me today. I'm hoping and I'm dreaming of the nice things you say.
Hello.
Oh,
Did I frighten you? Wait. Wait, please. Don't run away. Now that I've found you, hear what I have to say. One song, I have but one
50s and 60s, because that era sounds, I think either it's extremely movieless, or the movies that came out during those years aren't as highly regarded as Snow White and Cinderella and Frozen and whatnot. In fact, almost nothing's gonna be as highly regarded as Frozen. I think they might release the sequel to Avatar, the 2011? No, the 2009 James Cameron movie, which everybody said was awesome and beautiful and shit. They might release the sequel to that, and it still won't be as regarded as Frozen. I think. I might be wrong about that. Same way as I'm wrong about most stuff I say. And Tiger says yes, and Leo says yep, nothing like classy. And Chandler said bass, part of music pronounced as bass. And Leo says it's not a mistake spot, it's a spelling statement. Is it? And Von Buki says bass, a fish, pronounced as bass. Bass. I don't know. I got bamboozled already. And Chandler said that Disney has been making movies for a freaking long time. I only said dog damn it, Chandler. And Von Buki says so many films. Tiger, you provided us with examples such as Alice in Wonderland and Bambi. Bambi is a weird movie because I think I only saw it once. And I don't even remember it. As for Alice in Wonderland, I saw the movie possibly 20 times when I was younger. And possibly have a lot of lines memorized. And also Lady and the Tramp was released in 1955, says Tiger. Peter Pan in 1953. I never saw Lady and the Tramp. Peter Pan, I think I only saw it once. And Chandler says, you guys ready for a joke? Here it is. Why does Peter Pan fly? Because if someone hit your Peter Pan with a pen, you'd fly too. Huh. What a nice joke, Chandler. Tiger, you also said that Sleeping Beauty is from 1959. Sleeping Beauty. That movie I didn't see as many times. I think I saw it like 5 times at most. But I did go back and rewatch it recently. So at least I do remember a little bit of it. I mean, I remember it slightly better than I remembered the other ones. By the way, Sleeping Beauty is a deliciously nice movie. And Chandler said, Lemon Dog, you make me a happy boy, and Dumbo is nightmare fuel. Because Adrian also said that today I had to put a dude down on the floor because he was trying to beat the shit out of someone. By the way, you are kinda massive. Oh no. Oh, nonetheless, good on you for standing up for them bullies. And Tiger said Jungle Book came out in 1967. I think that the Jungle Book is another movie that I also only saw like twice. I haven't seen it much. Van Buki says you can watch Dumbo as an adult. You can't watch Dumbo as an adult. You will bawl your eyes out. I haven't seen Dumbo. Or have I? I don't think I have. I think they're making a real live version next year too. Oh no. And Leo says, why did Mr. Ed talk? You'd talk too if someone kept poking your behind with a carrot. What? I don't get it, Leo. And Grizz, you haven't seen Dumbo for years. Neither have I. I think even the first time I saw Dumbo was like once. I think I only saw Dumbo once, and I possibly wasn't even paying attention to it.
No, I'm really not supposed to speak to strangers, but we've met before. I know you, I walked with you once upon a dream. I know you, the gleam in your eyes is so familiar a gleam. Yet I know it's true that visions are seldom all they seem. But if I know you, I know what you'll do. You love me at once, the way you did once upon a dream. La, la, la. But if I know you, I know what you'll do. You love me at once, the way you did once upon a dream. Oh,
I'm awfully sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you.
it wasn't that. It's just that you're
A stranger?
mhm.
But don't you remember? We've met before.
We have?
Well, of course. You said so yourself. Once upon a dream. I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream.
So today is the day for Disney songs, so why not? And Oni says, "Dog damn it, you already reached your 10 music limit, which has just been increased, which is delightful." And Grizzly said, "But it is the movie where the term pink elephants come from." Really? Now that you said so, I do remember there being some weird on-drug sequence or something. And Tiger says, "Oh yes, this song." And hell yeah, this song. This song is so beautiful, I love it. In fact, I just requested the Portuguese version of the song because I watched these movies in Portuguese when I was a kid, so I wanna understand what's going on for the delicious nostalgia value. Instead of watching the English version where I'm like, well, okay, now I'm learning a little language.
Sabe, eu não devia estar falando com estranhos, mas já o conheço.
O sonho tão lindo que eu sonhei. Foi você. Eu lembro também na linda visão. By the way, just as a heads up, I just realized I've been doing this without saying anything. I'm coloring the background for this panel here, and then I'm gonna be throwing random backgrounds for these other panels. For the first panel, you guys probably saw this picture. I'll explain that in a while.
podia assustá-la.
Oh, não foi isso. Mas é que você é...
Um estranho?
Uhum.
Mas não se lembra. Nós já nos encontramos.
Nós dois.
É claro. Você mesmo disse. Uma vez num sonho.
Foi você o sonho bonito que eu sonhei.
Foi você, eu lembro também você na linda visão. Sente que o meu amor nasceu então. E aqui estou, você, somente você, naquela visão, aquela do sonho que eu sonhei. Which is weird in a way when you think about it. How they... Because this song is clearly orchestrated, and they have a chorus and whatnot, and whoever voiced this all over way back in the 60s or whenever, they had to go through the trouble of also re-recording the chorus for this song. I wonder how did that work out. And the Grease says that the Dumbo and the mouse got drunk accidentally on an open barrel of wine. I don't remember the movie, so I'm gonna go and guess that that happened in the movie. Because the drunk equals pink elephant. And Adrian said, put the Heroes Big Six, whatever song. I don't know what song you're talking about, but sure. The Grease says, and in the midst of it, they thought they saw pink elephants. And now, when somebody gets drunk, if they see a pink elephant, that's where the terms come from. I see. And Van Bucke said that your favorite Disney illustrator was Don Rosa. You loved his comics, Scrooge McDuck, etc., and did fantastic panoramas considering they were the size of a matchbook. And Van Bucke says, someone add this please, it's just for Doug. Song. Sure, I'll add it for you, Van Bucke. What in the world is this song? Grace Jones, La Vie and Rose. Sure, let's hear it as soon as this other song is done. So now that we're done with Disney movie talk, let me talk a little bit about what's going on here. So this is the background for these delicious pages here. This is supposed to be the apartment door, so I'm gonna throw in a random brown in there. Not even gonna bother with shapes, just gonna throw the brown. That's how we do it here. As for these panels up here, my idea was to have Nathan and Wallace in an elevator. And as you all know, elevators have only one color, and that color is every possible shade of gray. So just throw a random shade of gray and there you go, you have an elevator. And then of course we're also going to be throwing the background shade. Same as the shade for the characters, but the difference is that this one is for the background. Let's throw this on a multiply and clip it back onto the underlying layer. For the background shade, throw it up over there, multiply, and now Let's brighten it up some areas. By the way, the other day was I don't remember where I was, but I was in someone else's house using someone else's computer, and then I opened up one of my pictures on their computer for whatever reason, and dog damn, it was scary how different my comic book pages look in other people's computers. Because in my computer it has a certain look. Because of my brightness, contrast and whatnot configurations that I have. But I feel like the colors are more vivid in my computer. But when I saw it on someone else's computer, god damn, it was weird as shit. And Adrian says, put this Big Hero 6 song, please. Sure. Fall Out Boy Immortals. And then finally comes in only the songs, so I won't be throwing any more new songs after this one. And Von Buki says, yeah, color calibration makes a huge difference to an image. And hell yeah, it does. But I'm so used to how my monitor is calibrated for colors and whatnot that when I went to someone else's house and saw their computer, it was really weird. And also, dogdammit, I forgot. Grizz, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Sorry, I forgot to say welcome to you. And Grizz, I tried to request a song, but for whatever reason, the request token is invalid. I don't know what that means. But I guess the link for the song is slightly problematic. How long have you been drawing for, Adrian? How long have you been doing illustrations and art for? And now that we are done with panels 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, all that is left is doing panel number 1.
I just want to start a flame in your heart. I don't want to set the world on fire.
Oh no! Oh dog them no! Everybody be careful, be super duper careful. Hide your children, hide your wives, and hide your buttholes because it is a raid. Axel is raiding us with a gigantic party of people, and they're gonna be pillaging and taking things that don't belong to them. Nonetheless, how are you guys doing today, everybody? Welcome to our canine party, Axel. How are you and yours doing today? And Adrian, you said that you've been drawing for 2 months or so, and that's the difference. I have been drawing for 10 years. So don't be so hard on yourself when comparing stuff. If you had been on this whole illustration thing for that long, you probably would be good at it too. There we go. And General Kenobi says, "Miss me? I surely did. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today, General?" And only you said that your art looks like chicken scratch. I don't know about that. And Leo says, "Would raid me?" Leo, no. Don't keep asking for people to raid you and your belongings. That could lead to very dangerous misinterpretations. And Gria says, "Prepare tight bones for spankage raiders." And Tiger said, "Lamo." And Adrian says, 10 years, how old are you? I am 24-ish. Gonna be 25 soon. But yeah, I've been drawing since high school, which is when I was around 13, 14. Not super duper serious, but I have been drawing for quite a while. Anyway, let me explain here the first panel for you guys. Just gonna lower the volume a little bit, the music volume a little bit, because this song, for whatever reason, is much higher than the other ones. So the gist here is that I want to draw a big metropolitan borough, you know, with high buildings and whatnot, all that fancy shenanigans. Let me go by bits, as Jack the Ripper would say. I went to Google Maps and Google Street View, and got myself a street in the city I live. It's a fancy neighborhood. Well, not necessarily a fancy neighborhood, but it's a city somewhere. I mean, it's a street in the city somewhere. And I threw it here, used this picture as a basis for the perspectives. But there's also this picture here that is much wider and with much more detail. Problem is, the further you zoom out in Street View, the more distorted the angles become, because they're using a very wide lens to capture such a broad range of pictures. So, as you can see in this picture here, I tried my best to line up this part here of the building with this part here of the building. The end of the building is already very far off. So this is very off as far as size goes, but it uses more or less the same perspective. So as you can see, there's a gigantic bus here on the side of this smaller bus. But anyway, this smaller picture here is the one I use for as a basis for the perspective, and this larger picture is the one I'm gonna be using as a basis for the rest of the background. And then I threw in a new layer, a perspective layer, which I'm using to draw the environment, all the shops and places and whatnot. And this is gonna be the street where I'm gonna be drawing some cars, not all of these cars. I'm also gonna be, I love these trees. I'm gonna be throwing shitloads of trees in here to make sure you get to see more trees and less of these very detailed buildings in the background. Throwing trees is lovely because you can skimp on doing lots of details and drawings. The biggest problem is with the cars, because there's a shitload of cars here in the street. I'm gonna be drawing them because they're part of the picture, but also I have to draw Wallace's car driving in and parking here. So that's the thing I have to get into. And Axel, you said passing on the stream. Have to go again to be productive, so have an awesome stream. Just wanna say that you enjoy my art. Oh, thank you so very much, buddy. Thank you so very much. I'm super duper glad that you do. And once again, thank you for the raid and take care. Stay awesome and do great things with your life, buddy. And Adrian said just like you. Leo said Doug is such a young yup still. And Tiger said that he is a young pup. Well, if you guys say so. Not that young, but I'm not that old as well. I mean the prime ripe age for the ratings and whatnot. And Oni said the dog is a very young boy, no wonder big boys want him. And Tiger says, I mean, Adrian said, now you're afraid, you, or aren't you talking about you? And people are talking about how young I am. Because Leo and Tiger and Oni and Grease, true, I think? Everybody's older than me. God damn it. And Tiger says, no worries, Adrian, just learn and keep drawing. And Rain Shep says, Doug is just a boy. Aw, man. And Leo, you said that you are grey muzzled. Please take me, please. You're not that old. Or are you? I don't even remember how old you are. But anyway, as I was saying, I will have to draw these cars, and the problem is I have to draw Wallace's truck driving in, and as you, I don't know if you guys can tell, but there's already a distortion here in the perspective. So drawing cars here is going to be challenging, and you know how much I dislike them challenges. So let's turn off the perspective ruler and start straight up copying what I can see already. Instead of, you know, using perspective rules and drawing stuff on my own, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be a pleb boy and trace over these cars and these things from Google Street View. Because, you know, artists normally, if they have more time in their hands, better inspirations, they like to go and do their own stuff. Instead of, you know, just copying a picture that they found online of a place, a random place nearby. But as it happens, I'm pressed for time. I don't have enough free time to go and draw this. I mean, to go nuts and be creative and create something new. I would much rather copy this photo and be done with it soon than to have to delay this page for a few days because I'm working on the backgrounds. So that is the little sacrifice I'm doing. I am this little sacrifice that I'm doing is throwing in some what's it called? I'm copying this photo of this place rather than creating my own place. I'm changing creativity for efficiency and speed. And I'm not even doing it, and I am not even doing a good job of the whole copying because I'm just throwing random lines here and there as well. Because who has got time to be precise when drawing cars? Dog damn your cars. And Leo says, what is this auto mod? Yes, the Twitch has auto moderation as well. So that happens. Anoni, you said that you are 25, you're having your pre-midlife crisis. Why would you have one of those, Oni? Leo says, why you are still suffering it. Only Shep says, only you're always in crisis, but in a good way. Yeah, you're always causing people to be squealing and really desperate because everybody wants to be like you, Oni. You will have to get down one of these days and tell us all of your secrets on how you do it to become such a delicious young boy. I am a young boy, but I'm far from being a delicious one. You will have to share your secrets with me, Oni. Leo said, nice, you judgmental bot. Oh yeah, the goodbye bot, he will judge you. But he will not talk much about the judging that he's doing. He will just do it. And also, Rain Shep says, as long as quality doesn't suffer. No, in fact, quality would suffer not, no matter how I do it. I chose to do it. In fact, me copying a picture is even better because I can do something that feels more lifelike. The problem is that most of the time whenever people are copying photos of Google Street View or whatever, it is impossible not to feel it make like it was, you know, copied from real life because it looks so good, and this good looking drawing looks much different from the default that this artist does. Say for example, I have really shitty environmental drawings, and then suddenly I have a very delicious looking environmental drawing. Such as the rest of the page. Look at this, there's barely any background in here, and then suddenly you look at this and this is a gigantic detailed picture of buildings and cars and shit. And you're like, what is this contrast? What is the explanation? Of course, this person has gone and copied the background because that looks too good for what I know they're capable of doing. So quality doesn't suffer, but it just feels different, is all. Anyway, Tiger said that Oni, yes, still young man. Rain Shep says he also kinky boy. The Saints 8 says, hey yo everyone, good morning, and good morning to you, Saints 8. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today in this lovely, delicious Friday morning or afternoon that everybody is having and will keep having for as long as Friday keeps going, except if you're on the United States west coast, because apparently hurricanes are happening over there and people are not not having a very good time with it, unfortunately. Elio says, can we have some cute and odd people on the street, Doug? I mean, we can. Sure. The problem here with adding more stuff, Leo, is that it's gonna take me longer to finish it up. The more stuff I start adding, the longer it's gonna take me to finish up this page, and I am late. I'm late, boy. I have to finish this as soon as possible. If I keep adding more stuff, I'm good. It's gonna take me longer to finish this page. But I'll see what I can do. The idea also was that this was supposed to be a nighttime scene. So by rights, there should not be people around during nighttime. I mean, not as many people around during nighttime. See, even in this photo here, the one with the lesser distortion, this bus is already distorted because of the wide lens that have been used to photograph this bus here. So even though I am copying this picture, some things I will have to go and wing it and do out of, you know, and I would have to go and then use my world knowledge to do it. But anyway, how are you doing today, Saints 8? I don't know if I asked that already, but I probably didn't, so hence why I'm asking again. And Leo said true, sadly true. True as usual. And nocturnals. Most of my... That is a thing I have realized, that a lot of my nighttime... Well, a lot of my outside scenes take place during the nighttime. Which helps me because I don't have to draw people, because people are not usually out at night. But a lot of the daytime outside scenes are in places that would not naturally have a lot of people, such as small cities, the middle of the road, someone's house specifically. So yeah, I really go out of my way to make sure I'm drawing an environment that would not have many people around at the time. Go figure. This is gonna be the sidewalk. And only you said that you will just pass out and cry. It's whichever comes first. Leo says cry while out cold, only that must be some extreme emotional pain. And Tiger says, oh no, Oni, don't pass out, or at least don't do it, or at least do it on a soft surface. Of course, you cannot pass out and cry. Anywhere, you need to do it. You need to do so on a bed or a couch or on a pool, or while you're having escargot in Paris. If you're gonna be sad, at least be sad with style in a nice place. Leo, you said really good to come first, Oni. And Bones says, Oni, please, you must shine and smile. You don't want to take pleasure in your suffering much longer. Well, what? What do you mean, Bones? What do you mean you don't want to take pleasure in Oni's sufferings much longer? Bones, are you a kinky boy? Is seeing Oni suffer and whatnot your kink? Is that what makes you go? Is that what makes you you know, I'm trying to think of good euphemisms to say, but I can't think of any. Is that what makes you get really hard and come really badly all over the floor? Seeing Oni having, passing out and crying. Because if so, Bones, I'm so disappointed in you. Because Bones, if you want to go and do such despicable things, it's fine by me. But at least you have to make sure that Oni is having a good time all the while throughout. So if he's gonna cry, if you're gonna get off on Oni crying, at least you have to give him good reason for him to be crying. And if you're gonna get off on Oni passing out, you gotta give him good reasons to pass out as well. So I don't know, feed him shitloads of candy until he has some sort of heart attack and pass out due to all the candy he has eaten, and take him on the best romantic date ever on his life, then he will cry out of how emotional he has become over someone being so damn nice to him. And then Oni will have a very damn good reason to be passing out and crying. And then, whilst Oni has passed out and cried his eyes out, you can go get up some lotion, some clean tissues, find yourself a nice, quiet, isolated corner where you can, you know, go to town with your red rocket and such. Or not, I don't know how you do it. Maybe you do it like the Mormons do. Which is to lie down in a bed, belly down, and wriggle. Well, lie down naked in a bed, belly down, and wriggle on the bed until you reach climax and orgasm. Because according to the teachings of the Mormon religion, you cannot touch your penis with the intent of giving yourself pleasure or something along those lines. So long as you don't touch, it doesn't count. So there you go. A Mormon life hack for you. I only know that because someone told me that. But anyway, I think we have digressed from what we were supposed to be talking about. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but there you have it. I gave you shitloads of solution bones. Choose one and go to town with it. Or not, because, you know, I might not know anything about what I'm talking. Bones said that you're a good boy, and Leo said that life is suffering. Only you said take pleasure in my suffering, cause you're a good boy. Bones said loud, Oni amused. Bones said Ledu. Only you said Bones watching you suffer makes his ahoge hard. Bones said loud, what no? Maybe slightly. The tiger said feed kibble to Oni. For whatever reason the counter is broken, I don't know why it doesn't work. But yeah, I'll give Oni some kibble. I agree with you, Rain Chef. Agree said basically translation from Doggo speak, are you sadistically kinky? Yeah, that's more or less the point I was trying to get to. Oni said nah, I'm dying boys, you're sick, don't save you. Leo said I'd love someone to drag you with pleasurable pain. Agree says please delete your previous messages if you're wrong. Oni said euthanasia me. I will do no such thing, Oni. Saints, you said oh sorry, I forgot. You're doing good today, thanks for asking. Well, don't mention. Good to know that you're doing good. And Grease says pops candy bags in your Onis, and Bone says OMG Doug. It's been 5 minutes. Since what? And Leo said beat meat even, Doggo. And Tiger said beat meat mania. Bones said y'all loud, loud, Leowid. Leo said truly, madly, deeply. And Tiger says darn you Leo, now you're humming that song. I don't know which song you guys are talking about, but I'm gonna assume it's a delicious song, nonetheless. Because apparently we are all loud, lewd. Then just explaining to Bones. I caught myself before I called you only Bones. But anyway, before I was just explaining to Bones how he should get off from watching Oni pass out and cry, as he said he would do. He would be doing. And the reason why I went on and on about it, Bones, if you're wondering and pondering, is because you yourself said that you don't want to take pleasure in Oni's suffering much longer, which leads us to believe that you were at one point taking pleasure from Oni's suffering. But then you grew a conscience, and then you decided, no, this is not how I want to get off. And I mean, sure thing, I'm not gonna judge you for your sick kinks. All that matters is that you're happy. And that you're not contracting diseases and the such. Because you gotta, on top of being a good boy, you also gotta be a healthy boy. Yes, I'm not gonna throw any more details on these cars that are too far back. I'm just gonna silhouette the hell out of them, and that's it. Because it might not look like it, but this entire picture here, this entire panel here, we still have to color it all. Draw Wallace's car driving in, which is gonna take a while. We have to throw color, we have to throw some shading. So this is today's page. It's gonna be going on Patreon in about some hours from now. I'm nowhere near being done with this page yet. There's still some good 2-3 hours of working in this page. Let's just start rushing and doing things half-assed just to get it done over quickly, which I shall not do because, as we all have said, quality is a concern. I'm not gonna sacrifice quality for time. Even though there's barely any quality to sacrifice from now on, because as you can see, what I'm putting work into is nothing big or meaningful. It's just trees and cars in the background. Unless that's your new kink, Bones, seeing background stuff. And Leo said song in question, is that one? I don't know that song. I'm gonna request it. I'm gonna queue it up. And you guys can feel free to request new songs if you'd like. The playlist is empty. And Bone says, OMG, Tiger say, yep, that one. Bone says, so you made you suffer. What? Don't cry, Bones. Leo, you said you're just about out of time today, no kink shaming. Oh man. I know you said kink shame you, daddy. And you also said, come on, Bones, kink shame him. And Rain Shaps, you hereby ship Bones Coley and Oni Fox Sanders. You are now and forever Boney. Oh my dog. Rain Shap, you completely totally fixed it. There's no way I'm gonna get confused anymore by calling Bones Oni or calling Oni Bones if I call them both Boney. So it's Boney, Colic Sanders, or Fox Soli. I don't know, but it's Boney. Your guys are Boney now. and whoever was the other person whose name I was also confusing. Anyway, Leo said no kink shaming. And Oni said that you're here, come on, do it, kink shame you. We're not gonna kink shame you, Oni, because we don't know what your kink is. And Grease says, oh my gosh, Bones is sadistic and Oni is masochistic. It's a pain coupling. You're a pain power couple, is that so? Which is, from my understanding, a term people used or have been using to define couples that are so good and work so well that everybody, regardless of who, cheers for them. That's a power couple. So Oni and Bones, your guys are a power couple. And that is the way it shall be forever. Unless, of course, I don't know, the ridiculous possibility that either, well, not either, but both Bones and Oni, as individual persons, canine persons, have already, what's it called, a significant other of their own, such as a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a husband or a wife or a person with whom they share, what's it called, a financial, like a bank account or a bed and or toothbrushes. So if you guys, Bones and Oni, already have a person in your lives with whom you are already entangled with by social and legal means, then we cannot announce you guys as a power couple, and then we will be forced to chase after your guys' significant others and take them out of the game. That's so you guys can go and get together legally and officially. And I agree with Chris and Rain. Oni, you've gone too far. Don't go too far, Oni. It's never good when you go too far. When you go too far, you become offensive. And you joke about things that are no joking matter. Nonetheless, Oni, you said that Bones is not for you because you have a rodent that's for you. Oh, dog damn it! Does that mean we have to go find said rodent and take them out of the game, of the play? That's so you and Bones can be together forever. Because, I mean, we are, you know, we are a band of people from all over the world. We have resources, we have contacts who can make it happen. What about you, Bones? Who do you have in your life? Or do you have someone in your life? Because if you do, well, we'll give you a grace period of like a week or two for you guys to say goodbye to one another, and then it's time for you to start getting committed to your new life with Bones. I mean, with Oni. With Boney. With your new life as Boney. And Bones says that you're going to be a lonely boy, and wait a minute, a week? Yes, if you do have a significant other, I will give you a week to break up with them. Same thing to you, Oni. You have a week to dispose of your rodent. I think a week is good enough time. What do you guys think? Is it too much? Is it too little? I don't know. Nonetheless, I'm working on some foliage. And only, here's this song to express your disbelief in you guys. Bones says accurate. And you also said, Bones, that we cannot be shipped, my furry friends. Why not, Bones? You cannot simply say that things are or are not a certain specific way. You have to give us reasons for why we are wrong to be thinking the way we are. You cannot simply go say that we are dumb and that we are wrong and that you're the one who's right. You have to give us reasons and explain to us why that is so. Otherwise, I'm gonna go and call you a dumb.
Yo. Go.
And you wouldn't want to be called a dumb, would you, Bones? I don't know if you would or would not, but I would not like to be called a dumb dog. Because I will have, I'm a very smart dog when I want to be. And when I put in a little bit of extra effort. Which doesn't happen very often because I'm also a very lazy doggo. But when I can and when I want, I become a very smart canine.
Came from the dirt, my mud. Lacing the lava in my blood. They know I'm jealous for my stuff. Know that I'm jealous, I need love. This song, don't go no time, I need to get some with y'all. Just on the time it made me feel low. Higher than the smoking on the sea.
And Bones, you said that you're shipped with Wallace. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, I guess. And only you're with Theodore and your rodent. Huh. So I guess this has nothing to do with you guys, but I guess I won a bet. Not necessarily a bet, but I told my friend, a friend of mine who you guys have no idea who they are. I told this friend of mine that I would go and do a certain thing, and guess what? I went and did this thing. Okay, I have been vague for long enough, so now I can go and explain what is this thing that I did. So, a while ago I started doing the Golden Week comic. That is familiar story for everybody, I'm sure. What is up with the Golden Week comic is that there will have been several characters. One of the characters was Mike, the Timberwolf. And this friend of mine, he had a gigantic crush on this character Mike. and he always, whenever I would share with him, with this friend of mine, work of the comic and whatnot, and more pictures of Mike and whatnot, he would always thank me for providing him with more material of his husband though. And I, of course, would be super duper glad to provide him with material of his #1 husband though. However, as it happens, Mike and Derek ended up, by the way, spoilers for the Gun Week, and that husband though is not free anymore. Is not in the game of life of people who are single. And then I told him to not fret at all, because I would go and would make another husband though in my next comics. And then he said, no, you cannot force husbandos to exist. You cannot go and create characters with the simple intention of making them become husbandos. And then I said, yeah, but I'm gonna go and create a husbando character anyway, because that is the thing I want to go and do. So guess what? I decided to ignore his advices and created a couple of husbando characters. The first is named what is the name again? Oh yeah, the first character is named Bradley. Guess who is Bradley? It was my first character planned to be a husband though. Some people really dig him, like they super really dig him. Other people are more like about him. So that's okay, not everybody has to be super duper into him anyway. But I had another character created which people ended up shipping as well. And that character is Wallace. I don't know if people are gonna ship him and call him their husbandos. But I mean, in a broader sense. But since you are shipping yourself with him, Bones, I guess that I have achieved my goal of creating a new husbando, which was a thing this friend of mine said I couldn't go and force to happen, but guess what? I did. So hooray for me, I'm a genius doggo. I'm gonna give you guys, I'm gonna put my email somewhere on the screen and then you guys can go give me money on Patreon. I mean, the hell am I saying? Not Patreon. I meant to say PayPal. Feel free to go and give me money. Or speaking of which, you can always go down there. There's a link down below that with a gigantic banner saying donate. Go and give me money through that link. Click on that button and give me money. Because I'm a genius doggo who has come up with husbandos. But god damn if it ain't gonna become harder and harder as time goes on to create even more husbandos. The market for husbandry is really competitive nowadays. But also, Bone Oni said you're with Theodore and your rodent, so Blap Dog can't be done unless you pay you 8 Tao Wow rather, which is $80,000, and a deluxe spa trip. You want to concert Gabriel to the Dog of Sin and turn him yours. When a concert, don't you mean convert? Or do you mean concert? What words do you mean, Oni? Your words make very little sense. They are effective, however, in making me a bamboozle dog. Speaking of which, how are you feeling today, Oni? Concerning that thing and that other subject. But I hope you're doing good. If you are, however, not doing super duper good, I'm gonna be disappointed in you because I told you to get better and you didn't. You directly disobeyed me, which means you care very little for the things I say, and which in turn makes me very, very, very sad. I don't know if you guys can see this clearly, but this is a very weird building. So this building here is actually, this street is an actual street in the city where I live. I could simply take a day off any of these days and go there, visit this place, this street, and check out what the hell is that building, because never seen anything like that. And commit it to memory, because I probably have seen some of the sort, but I never really thought much of it. Building. And I'm like, ooh, a curved building. How in the world would I draw that if I were to one day choose to go and do that? Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that this building is weird and confusing. But luckily for me, it is in the city where I live, so if I want, I can go there and check it out. Which wasn't a thing when I was doing the Golden Week comic, because of I decided to base the entire city on a small Canadian city. So if I ever wanted to go and check out the city, it would cost me a lot of wows to get there and then get back. Nonetheless, I think we're done. This building here makes no sense whatsoever, but it's something. And Gray says he means convert. And only you said okay. A little sick. Sam's greeting, Mr. Douglas and everyone. How are you all? Oh, welcome to the stream, young Sam. I'm doing good, but how about you? Are you doing good too? Rain Chef says we are good furries. We are indeed. Only you said you disobey because you're a good boy. That needs to be punished like a bad boy. And Sam, you said that Mr. Douglas, I have some bad news. So for those who don't know, a teacher hit you earlier this year, but she got transferred because of that. But the beer is back at your school and you're scared. Well, that certainly is scary, but I don't think you should be super duper scared, Sam. Because, you know. If it is a thing that is known that this teacher has done this to you, people will keep an eye on them and on you as well. So if anything bad happens to happen, I think people will be quicker to take action against it. I would hope, at least. But only you said that you need a good belt whooping on your dog bottle. Why on you? And Sam, you said that your day has been great besides that. Well, that's what matters then, that you had a great day despite of that. And Ring Shep said that Oni is kinky. And you gave Bones a belt. Oh, Bones. You know what you have to do with that belt. You have to fulfill Onis's wishes. You know, have sexy things done to him. And his entire canine body. For you, Bones is the only one who can do it. And if you don't do it, Bones will be, Oni will be a very, very sad boy. And then, if that happens, you will know that your job has failed. Because a dog's job is to make sure that all those around them are happy. Or at least doing good.
매일 타는 버스 안에서 오른쪽 끝자리에 앉아 너의 일상을 나 혼자 몰래
Because dogs are good boys and dogs love to make people around them good and happy.
관심 어마어마해 나 어장친 적 없어 떡밥만 던져줬어 자기들이 뭔 거야 나는 딱히 잘못 없어 사실 다른 남자 난 관심도 없어 널 낳기 위한 미끼 네가 물어줬어 내가 딴 거 쓸 때 순순히 따라와줘 두 번 잡기 힘들 테니 튕기지만 말아줘 베이비 방황해도 좋아 방심은 나지만 나 좋다는 남자도 많아 But 내 맘 내게만 가지 why 그래 오늘도 난 내게 좋아요 버튼 클릭 클릭 Baby 일로 와요
So I'm gonna be throwing here some parking spots, I guess that's what those are called. It's gonna be good for making good environments, because a gigantic problem I have been noticing with making environments in the past is that even when you get good with perspectives as an artist, even when you start to become good with perspectives and the such, you still don't know very well how to fill up the said space. For example, if I were to turn off these pictures, you can see that there are walls, there are many things here, but this wall is very empty. There could be a little more texture on it to give it a little more personalized look. It look fancier or wore down, or just adding little things here and there livens up the entire thing.
조금 더 다가와줘 너의 모든 것이 왠지 좋아 더 가까이 앉아서 내 손을 잡아줘
So turning those things around, turning those things around takes a little longer time to finish what is already a late page, but it makes the end work look better. It makes this city, this very perfectly proportioned city, perspective city, look a little bit more lively, more interesting. Instead of being like just bland rectangle shapes all over the place, at least it has a little bit more character now. And anyway, Oni, you said no, you want Theodore to do it, not Bones, because Bones is weak sauce. And Bones, you said that you are the goodest boy. I think it checks. I think you are. Maybe not the goodest, but amongst the goodest of boys. And Sam said that Mr. Oni, you shall pay for your kinky wishes. You will punish him. Oh my. Oh my. And Oni said no. Theodore with a riding crop or no dice. Sam said, what if you transform into Theodore? Would that work? Sam says, Mr. Douglas, I can't satisfy only kinky wishes. What do you do? Rain Chef says, we must punish Oni for being T's boy. And Oni said, might miss the string, ordering parts you hate calling dealerships. For a moment there, I almost knew what was gonna be like. Which is a little sad story about me and my little home vacations. If you guys are curious about that, I wanna hear it. But I'm sure nobody wants to, so let's keep reading the comments. Bones, you said that you'd like to point out that you're not a key accomplice rather. Sounds exciting on the car problems. And Adrian said, please just let you know when are you gonna see your chicken scratch? I'll see it after the stream is over. If you posted it up on if you posted it on Discord, I will check it after the stream is over. But for now, I'm gonna try and get some delicious musics to play here on the stream because the songs are over. So I need to request some more songs. And then I'm gonna keep doing the shenanigans here. What song am I gonna request this time around? What about a game soundtrack, such as Assassin's Creed Syndicate Soundtrack? There you go. Came to me, Austin Wintory. Austin Wintory, rather. Give me some of that delicious music you have. There we go. And Sam, you say what? There's a bee in your shoulder. Why are bees coming after your shoulder? I don't think they are coming after your shoulder specifically. I think they just go about anywhere and land wherever they can. And Adrian, yeah, you did it on Art General. Sure thing. I'll check it up after the stream is done, and then I'll check it. See what is it looking like. So now we have the end time here. The name of a World of Warhammer scenario, by the way, the end times. But anyway, what I'm gonna be doing here is getting a new layer, just so I can draw Wallace's car stopping by on this street packed full of cars, because it's gonna be delicious, isn't it? Of course it is. What am I even asking you guys for? Of course it's gonna be delicious. Everybody's gonna love it. When I hide these little drawings there, we go over here, turn off down the opacity for that layer, get this layer, and start drawing a car. How do you go about drawing a car though? Simply starting with a box. What I'm gonna do here is get a rough idea of how big this car is, so I can go slightly bigger. Oh no. Why would you guys go and request Mortal Kombat songs? This is bringing me back so many nostalgia times. And Adrian rather says, Sam have 7 more days to live. And Sammy said, you leave us for now, see you someday. Someday? Oh man. Sure thing, Sam. Thank you for joining up, and I hope you have a lovely day. I'll see you later. And take care and be a good boy, Sam. And Adrian said, Doug, do you mind if we are gonna request a Romanian song? Depends on the song, really. Feel free to request it. I'm not gonna be throwing any more songs here though. I have to focus on finishing up this thing, so if one of the good boys would like to request a song for you, then hooray. If not, then that's it. But I'm gonna stop taking breaks from the drawings, because I need to finish this sooner rather than later. I wonder if this is right. If this whole perspective division skedaddle is accurate or not. Okay, so according to my perspective division, according to my trials here in perspective division, this is roughly what the bounding box for Wallace's car should be. In perspective, it's slightly bigger than that car parked there on the street behind him. I mean, beside him. So there we have it. We have a bounding box for a car that is slightly bigger than this one. Maybe it should be slightly taller as well. But anyway, we can fix that later in post. And only you are bark. The order went fairly quickly. Maybe you go. Paul Champ. It is good. And Saints, he tried to request a song, but he forgot the entire link. It's okay though. So for drawing Wallace's car, I will need to find a comic page that first and foremost shows the entirety of his car. So this page here should do. It shows the car from the back. Let's close every other page, because if they don't show the car, they are useless. Also, this is a random sketch I was doing. I don't need it, so. Okay, this is a car. It's gonna be a simple pickup truck.
N-am noroc la niciun zară, am picat cu casa în bară, casa drum în deal pustiu, las că o urc eu mai târziu. Casa mea din deal fidelă, construită fără schelă, vin pompier și primarul, când ajung eu-i bat cu parul. N-am pământ, nu am nici apte, am o vacă, nu dă lapte, am purcei găini,
let's throw in some
casa pică păstă toate. Vaca mea îi nesimțită, am prins-o voia să mintă.
Perspective division lines.
Cântă vaci, cântă și porci, strigă gâșchele cocoșii, casa în deal implică riscuri, vorbeam de case de discuri.
Oh, okay, I guess I need the perspective layer to be here, or else I can use its ruler. Makes sense when you think about it. And see, this is something extra. Because even though I am, what's it called? Even though I am copying most of the background picture from, I mean, most of the background from a picture that I found on Google Street Maps. Google Maps and Street View. I'm still adding my own personal take to the whole thing. So it is original content after all. Just that not all of it is original content. So what song is this? Sounds slightly eerie, but I don't know if I should be spooked by it or if I should be excited for it. I need some clarifications. And also, Saint says, you thought it was for subscriber only. Usually on other channel it works using only the final part of the YouTube link. I wouldn't know about that, but yeah. About the not having the whole link, just having the end of the link. But here, the song request is only for subwoofers and patrons. Because why not? And more supporters here. Nonetheless, wait, what? Oh, okay, I see. It's kind of a thicker in the middle and shorter in on the bottom, narrower. It's more narrow on the bottom, on the top, but it's wider on the middle. That's the mechanics of this car. And Rain Chef says that links and subs and sub/patron for songs. What? Oh yeah, you're right about the whole subs and patrons for songs. But links are not necessarily for patrons and subwoofers. It's that if you're a newcomer here on the channel, you can't post links. You can only post links after you become a regular on the channel by showing up regularly. Then you can start posting links, but you still cannot request songs unless you're a subwoofer or a patron. By the way, this might come to some of you as shocking truth, but I don't know how to draw cars. This is the part where you guys go, what do you mean you don't know how to draw cars, Dud? And then I'll go on a lengthy explanation of why I don't know how to draw cars. It is a very simple explanation if we sum it up to I never was much into cars to begin with. But it can go a little bit further than that when I start going on other reasons, such as I have had when I was in elementary school, middle school rather. Me and some friends, we were really big into drawing whatever. All the things we would draw, all the things. So there was me and these two friends. One of these friends, he was really good at drawing. He never pursued the craft though, so I surpassed him. My other friend though, he wasn't even he wasn't good at all at drawing, so he was there mostly just to supply us with ideas, which was mostly copying things he saw on TV. But anyway, this friend of mine who was good-ish at drawing, he was amazing at drawing cars, whereas I was better at drawing people. So it always comes down to the thing that if we needed people to be drawn, I was onto it. But if we needed cars to be drawn, he was onto it. But then again, the people I was able to draw were not like, oh, super hyper realistic people, super hyper realistic beautiful people and whatnot. It was like, this cartoonish characters people, like, So he always shone a little bit brighter because of him knowing how to draw cars. And we always had this inherent knowledge that he's the one who draws the cars, so there was no reason for me to try and learn how to draw cars as well, because he was the one who drew cars and I was the one who drew random ass characters. So because of that, throughout my life I never really concerned myself with learning how to draw cars. Until I started drawing comics in which characters needed means of transportation. And then I noticed that, okay, learning how to draw cars is important, after all. Anyway, Adrian, you said, Doug, did you like the Romanian song? I don't know, it sounded like the it sounded like indie Russian rock. But then again, it wasn't entirely bad, but it's not necessarily my jam. And Adrian, you also said that you don't know how to draw fingers. You know, not knowing how to draw something is the only reason you need to go after said thing and start learning how to draw it. Just start looking up references and start going after other artists who are doing the thing that you want to learn how to do, and start looking at what and how they are doing it. Also, Doug Damoni, what lovely, awesome remix is this? It might not be looking awesome, but that's as best as I can do, I'm afraid. And also, Oni, no need to request more songs, the stream is about to end, so don't go about requesting more songs. They will not be played today. They will not be played until next week, rather. So don't you even. Mostly because if you keep requesting songs, you will be spending your hard-earned good boy pounds. Into songs that will not be played today, and that would be sad for everybody involved. So I just realized that there has not been a single picture of this car from straight ahead. So this car doesn't have a front. Decided I'm just gonna wing it and do whatever. But this is it. If I were to go and draw a car, this is how it would look. By the way, have I ever said that I don't know how to draw cars? Okay, now back to the environments. There's some girders on here on the windows, so let's just finish up with that. Draw up those things that whose name I don't know, and then we're done for today. For right now, rather, because I will be ending the stream because I have to go have lunch. But this page is far from being, well, far-ish from being done. Nonetheless, those of you who want to see the rest of this page after it's finished and posted and whatnot, you can find it at my Patreon. There's a link down below. I'll be posting this page here on my Patreon later today once it's done. But there's also the...
You do know I got truck references done.
I will be doing the rest of the... Well, there's the rest of the comic, the other... I don't know how many pages going on. You can find my comics also at the links down below. They are probably not safe for work, so there's adult stuff going on in them. Keep that in mind. But other than that, feel free to check up my art whenever, and you know, if you like what you see, you could always go and support me on Patreon and or PayPal or at all the places, or over here at Twitch. That also works. And also, thanks for those delicious beats, Oni. And yes, I do know that you got the track references, but I'm not really into the whole mood of let's go check out truck references just for one drawing of this weird ass perspective. And also, you said that's why you're J Doggo. You won't stop unless the whole stream is over. I still got tons of points to spare. Indeed, you do. How in the world even are you racking up so many points on you? God damn it. And Adrian, you don't want to watch two other artists' art because you want to learn shit by yourself and you don't want to pick up others' art style. Without wanting to sound like an asshole or offensive at all, but that's really stupid, Adrian. That's not good at all. You can learn stuff by yourself, yes. It isn't excruciatingly hard. You can easily go and, I mean, not easily, but you can go and learn things by yourself, but it's gonna take extremely longer than if you were trying to cooperate with others and learn as a group rather than as an individual. People on their own learn things much slower than when they are together with other people. So, especially art, which is a thing with so many nuances and things to it. So don't do this whole don't do this whole learn by yourself. Do check out other artists, try to communicate with them, talk to them, share tips, share drawings, share critique. Just don't isolate yourself as an artist. It's really not healthy at all. And make sure to check up on what other people are doing. And you don't pick up on style by accident, and even if you do, it's not something you can't abandon. In fact, watching out other artists, seeing how they are doing is how you picking up on other people's styles. It's what inspiration is, after all. You will find out other artists that inspire you to do better and do more interesting work, and then it's by copying or at least trying to learn from their style that you advance as an artist. I have huge, gigantic inspirations from Fiona Staples that illustrates Saga, also a little bit from Cliff Chiang, who illustrates another comic called Paper Girls. There's also this guy called Vetter Wolf, the furry guy, who draws lots of manly men, who I really like. And there's this guy also, Ness Kane, on Twitter. He draws amazing everything. So they are gigantic inspirations for me, and I try to copy their styles in some points here and there because their styles are amazing, and I want to become as good as them, or even better, in my own way. So I'm not 100% copying what they are doing, but I'm using them as inspirations to flesh out my own style and advance in some unique way. But anyway, Oni, you said the reason why, Doug, you wake up early or late sometimes, cheer when you can. Dad and Theodore pays you extra GBP for being a good boy. You have a good boy allowance from your daddy. Well, if you say so, Oli. And also, hello there, Dante. Welcome to the end of the stream. You said that Ness King is so good. Oh man, he is. He 100% is awesome. And there's so much I can learn from him. I want to learn even more because he does amazing perspective. He does amazing everything. Especially his coloring. His coloring is so mouth-watering. All you said that you want to learn my style, but all you learned was some coloring style from Doug. Yeah, because like I said, my style is a mishmash of many other artists' styles. So if you go after my inspirations, you will find some things here and there as well. But anyway, everybody, this is it for today. I'm sorry I couldn't finish it up. It's too much to do. But this is how this page is gonna end up looking. There's a few trees there. There's a gigantic city landscape panel with Wallace's truck stopping into this parking spot right here. And then there will be some conversation going on. And then there's the other panels which are already done. Thank Doug, it's already done. And like I said, I will be posting this page up later on Patreon, later today. So you guys can go and check it out over there. It might be a little late. I will be posting like in 4 or 5 hours. Maybe, I don't know when. But I will be posting it. And other than that, I guess that some of you were expecting to see some Tomb Raider gameplay today, and surprise, surprise, there was no Tomb Raider Shadow of the Tomb Raider gameplay today because I had to finish the comic. And also the game, as we have already noticed, it's kind of laggy and performing bad on my computer when I try to stream it. So I'm gonna be giving a few days to see if the developers come up with patches to increase the performance and whatnot. And then next week we're gonna try and restore it again. And also I noticed that I have been kind of salty in my Tomb Raider playthrough as always, as I always get. So I will try to keep that in mind as well for the next time. But anyway, this is it. It's Friday, it's time to end the stream, but I will be seeing you guys next week on Monday, when I will be back with, I don't know what, but I'll be back with something. Other than that, I hope you all have a deliciously awesome weekend, do great things, and be good boys, and you know, do whatever you can to make sure that your weekend becomes even better. And don't forget to check out the Discord. We can always chat with one another on the Discord throughout the weekend if you guys have nothing better to do. And Oni, you said that your style is freaking weird and disgusts you and makes you go art. And Tiger, you said you get it done, does. And you needed to art, is all good. And Adrian, you can see Oni's art on the link he just posted, his first video, or possibly on Discord. But anyway, like I was saying, this is it for today, everybody. Once again, I want to thank you all so very much for being here today. And, you know, staying during the stream and watching, partaking in the conversations and whatnot. It really means a lot to me to have you guys in here today. But anyway, right now it's time for us to go. I mean, for me to go. I don't know what you guys are gonna do with your lives. Hopefully good things. But nonetheless, it is time for me, to go. And what I'm gonna do is raid Seth Wolfbane, who is playing some Payday 2. You guys can also go and check Safiel, who is playing some Predator Concrete Jungle, or Bronze Tiger, who is playing some Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Or, as always, you can also go and check out Spiker Connie, who is playing some Dead by Daylight. But today it's time to raid Seth. So, they're playing some Payday 2, and I hope you guys like it. But other than that, I will be seeing you guys next week. Stay awesome, have a great, awesome weekend, and be good boys and good girls. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.